All right now. So we're live both on Instagram and um, I'm recording for a YouTube video. Um, as I was posting my quotes this morning, you know, it's like my process is, spirit moves through me, and I'm guided to certain quotes. Like I'm guided to at least 15 to 12 to 15 quotes. And it's like I don't know exactly what the quotes are saying. Like I read them, but it's like when the time comes, like I have them. Like when the messages come through me, it's almost like I receive the messages before the messages actually appear or come through, and then when they come through, I have everything that I need to just kind of like post them whenever the time is right. And it's never like I don't have what I need. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's crazy. It's awesome to know that spirit and the angels are guiding in that type of way, and it just feels good to know that you're a part of the family of light and love. It feels good. But today, I found a new set of quotes, and really felt inspired by a couple. One was about, consciousness has no religion, it has no nationality. And, that's very, very important. Like it's a very powerful statement. Um, Considering that, a lot of war, a lot of disagreement, a lot of hate, a lot of discord, prejudice stems from um, those two characters. So it's like when you have you know those two with okay when you have those two fighting, when you have the different religions fighting amongst each other, you know we already know, as though the people that are already conscious, the people that are already awakening more, because it's almost as if like you never really, it's like, you know I'm sure there's much more after you reach nirvana. you know like I'm sure, like, there's just much more after you reach nirvana. I'm sure that no one has ever really lived in this dimension to tell about it, but I'm sure that there's much more after nirvana. Um, and so I want to say that, back to the bickering and the fighting amongst religions, it's, as a person that's awakening, that that's not Christ consciousness. Like, that's not of the spirit of God, the spirit of light and love. That's not of unity consciousness. And there's no religion of God that is not bringing, like, there's no religion of God that is separating people, that are labeling people, that are critically labeling people to keep us from coming together. There's no religion of God. There's no practice of God that is going to allow that. And sometimes it's almost as if, like, without being disrespectful to anyone's practice, because I feel like it's all eventually gonna come to oneness. What how when, like, some of the religious practices, I just really sometimes want to ask people, what kind of God do you serve that allows you to destruct, to act in destructive ways? Like, what kind of God allows you to not have enough love in your heart to where you can take someone else's life? What kind of God do you serve that allows you to cast war on an entire country or an entire race of people? You know, to those that, again, to those that are awakening, those that have come to the light, we know that if it's not God, then, you know, it's not right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what, it's, you know, there's so much to say. There are so many things that could be said, but we're trying to keep a good, delicate balance of speaking awake, you know, speaking in a way that it can touch your heart, awaken your heart, and not really push you away. You know, just something to think about. You know, like, wouldn't you want to serve? Okay, okay, back to this. I have one more thing to say. If the God you're serving is guiding you to pour down destruction on others, don't you think that that same God could also be causing you to self-destruct? Because you can't be, you have to be, you have to, you know, when it comes to God, you know, God is light and love, yet darkness and separation and discord and hate was created from those two, right? So it's like, you can't be both at one time. Like you can't be the God of darkness and light at the same time. Meaning, like, you can't exude both of those qualities at the same time. You know, even in the Bible it says you can't serve two masters. Like, in anything, I'm not just talking about, you know, in just religion. I'm talking about, you know, there's a duality with everything. You know, you can't be peaceful and you know, like, raging war on the other side. Like, just, you know. So it's just something to think about. Like, if your God is destructive, it's a destructive God, and it doesn't care about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your God is saying to go, you know, kill 30 people, it's also killing you. Like, that's what I'm trying to really, you know, put across, and I'm gonna stop there. You know, so we're gonna go back to being awakened, and we're gonna go back to understanding that God, the God of light and love, the God of oneness, you know, is a peaceful God. You know, it's a God of abundance. It's a God of unity. It's a God of prosperity. It's a God of peace and joy. You know, so it's almost as if, you know, like, we need to understand that the Most High is coming from a place of unity, and, you know, we are constantly being broken down by a plethora of labels, all the way down to the smallest element of our bodies. You know, I mean, from our hair, from our skin, from our linings, from our eyelashes, from our eye color, from the size of our nose, from the size of our lips, our teeth, our chins, our ears, our build, our stature, I mean, our feet, our fingers, our fingerprints. Like it's the size of your nipples. It's like your belly button, your butt, your legs, your you know what I'm saying? Like the diseases, like it's just your sexuality, your gender, how you think, like it's irrelevant. All of that is irrelevant when it comes down to really getting to know people and forming bonds, forming friendships, and seeing people as they are. I think I see a lot of people. I see a lot of African Americans, diligently building other African Americans up, and that is amazing, right? But it starts to change when you start to make your race superior to everyone else. That's a problem. That's a major issue. The time to make black people or that race of people superior is over. You missed it. You missed it. You weren't alive when when that was going on. The time of Malcolm X and all that. That is over. To where you're saying that I'm better than white people, I'm better than Indians and Asians and all of these other race of people. That time is over. That ego trip is done. Like, you missed it. And it kind of like puts a sour taste in my mouth when I just see, these people, putting their culture over other people's beliefs and other people's being. That's not the way to go by it. I understand that you're trying to do something positive, but the time now is oneness. The time now is to find a common ground, an element that unites all of us, and not only unites all of us, but connects us to the God source, to source, the creator of God, the God of light and love, the God that created us in our natural form. And as we lived and grew with people that weren't awakened, we were separated from that divinity. It is now time to come back to the divine state of being, divine consciousness. That means that there's no ego trips, there's no superiority trips, there's no separation of color, state, nationality, religion, sexuality, gender, all that stuff. There's no separation of that, and it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't, because this is permanent. This earth right here, we are permanent in this earth. Once we die, once we pass on from here and we connect more to the God source and we connect more to God, we're not even these beings anymore. We are pure potentiality. We are pure potential. We are pure source. Like, we are branches of God. Like, and God has no gender. God has no race. God is. The source is. I want to say this though. I do feel in my heart. I do believe this. I do believe that source is the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Like source is, you know, the ultimate. There's nothing higher than that. And I do believe that because source is, I do believe that an image of us was created with the power of source in the beginning, so that we could relate to that image, to that avatar, you know, so that we could understand that this is us and we are a part of God. I do believe that. I do believe that if you want to call it the Son of God, if that's what you want to call it, I do believe that God created a being, an avatar for us to find a commonality between, you know, the humans and that avatar. You know, so because it makes sense for us to be an extension of God and to be in the human form. And, you know, I'm saying that we're also those avatars. Once we begin to understand that, you know, we are an extension of divine source. And that's the awakening process. To really follow that journey, and to become so one with that journey that it's almost as if, like, you know that, you know, you're awakening to divine consciousness. Like, you're awakening to your God source. You know? So, and back to it is just almost, you know, consciousness has no religion and it has no nationality, man. Like, all this fighting and all the war that's going on because of these two elements is just darkness. It stems from darkness. And our job is not to raise, you know, one particular culture or one particular race of people. We have a lot of work to do on the scale of, like, the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't raise the oppressed and leave the oppressor as it is. It just doesn't go. Everyone needs to be healed. You know, this is not about reparation just for a particular people or a particular country or whatever. We all need reparation. Like, we have all been wronged and hurt and pained, and we are all suffering. It doesn't matter what culture, race, sexuality, religion, whatever. Like, you know, we all need healing. We all need to awaken. And to those that are awakened, you know, it's our job to put out where the line is drawn in the sand. Like, and it's drawn at division. It's drawn at division, and it's drawn at labeling, man. We are labeled from everything in your life is labeled. They have put you are labeled into every category that there could be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you're sub-labeled. You know, labeled as if you're female, then you're sub-labeled. You're black. You're a white female. You're an Indian female. You're a Chinese female. You're a tall female. You're a fat female. It's like, you know, it's like you're a rich female. You're about. It's like, it's almost as if there is no, like, they don't want us to unify. Like, you know, when I see how they've labeled us, I don't know if most people have seen, like, a honeycomb, like, you know, like the honeycomb, like, you know how they're separated, but they have holes, like they have holes poked in, and it's not all, like, it's all one, but they're separated, like, they're just like, they have, like, this medium between all of them that keeps it from coming together. And that's what I think when I think of labeling. I think, like, it's just ways to divide us in more ways than just one. Like, it's terrible. And so I feel like to those people that are, again, that are trying to raise a particular race of people or a particular religion, like I come from a family that's Baptist, and I grew up Baptist. And for some people, if you've grown up Baptist, then like the Baptist people, believe that like they are like they are the religion, like they are following the way of God to the T. And anything else outside of that religion is like they're damned. Like, and as a child, growing up, around like 15, I started to realize that something is like wrong with this. Like something is wrong to the point to where you feel like out of all the religions and all the people in the world, that you're the only one that's going to be called up by God, like, and so I started to like read and to separate myself from that, because it was so divided. Like, you're divided by religion, and inside of that religion, you're divided by those who aren't religious. You know what I'm saying? Like you're turning your back to the people who don't know God. Like, you're separating yourself from the family that doesn't follow what it says in this Bible. So, for instance, if you have a family of 4 and your son or your daughter doesn't believe in God, or your son or your daughter is homosexual, I despise that word. I just want to say that is the nastiest word. I just feel like it's just like they put I feel the energy coming off the word. It's only what you make it, but I feel like they put so much negative emphasis on that word that it's just like, I want to just get rid of labels in general. We're all people. That's consciousness. Like, we're all people. We're not like, we don't have to be labeled. We can be labeled as light and love, and that takes care of everything. But what I was saying about, sometimes the messages come through so much, like I just I lose my train of thought, man. Like, I forgot what I was saying. And I want to say hello to, I didn't notice that you guys were here. I want to say hello to Zandy Lou, and the mission is love. The mission is love. Come on, yes, the mission is love. Yeah, the mission is love. And angelic this is how the angels work. Like, this is synchronicity at its finest. So it is what it is. But I just, what was I talking about? I was talking about the Baptist people and how they separate from inside of the religion. So, for instance, if you have a family of 4 and then your family, one of your children don't believe, or one of your children, let's just say, is homosexual, then they shun that child, right? Like, that child is no longer a part of their super fabulous, perfect family of Baptist beliefs. Like, so what type of religion is going to bring a sub-separation within your family? Like, what is going to say, like, oh, if you're not following this religion, or if you're not following Christ, then we don't want to have anything to do with you. That's not Christ consciousness to me. That's not unity consciousness to me. That's not on that's not the alignment of God to me. Like, that's darkness. Like, that's separation within a like, that's separation within your closest knit of family. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine how they think about the people that's not in their family. Like, it's just it's terrible. Religion keeps God from, it keeps the light of God from shining, truly shining. I just don't understand that, because everybody is not in a perfect place spiritually. Like, if unity and if oneness and if wholeness is our goal, and to know that everyone is on a journey, everyone is learning, everyone is awakening, some faster than others. Why shun that person? Why not encourage them to, why not share the information that they need to speed up their process or to deepen their understanding of what's actually going on? Unity consciousness, like Christ consciousness. So I guess what I'm saying is, like, if you're coming across something or someone that is working to build up one particular group of people, and that is proclaiming that whatever they are a part of is superior to everything else, run. If they're not bringing everyone together into the one big circle, like, and then it's not okay. We're all one. Like, this is all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say that this is superior to everything. I'm just trying to say that we are all one people. Like, there's nothing after that. Like, everyone is included in this. The saints, the sinners, the so-called sinners, the black people, the white people, the Indians, the Asians, the biracials, the homosexuals, the heterosexuals, whatever, however you want to label yourself, we're all one people. I can't shun you, because then I will be shunning some part of myself. Like, we're all one people. Like, we're not the same, but yet we come from the same source. That's all we really need to understand, that it's not a time to say I'm black power. It's not that time. The time is over. It's a time to raise everyone, and empower everyone. And so that's my message for today. I hope to see you guys again. And I will be posting this message, the full message, to YouTube under Evolving Conscious. So you guys be good. To the people that's listening, I love you guys. Yes, it was a divine message, because the title was Christ Consciousness, and the title was Love. And then I see the mission is love joined us, and I was like, it's an angelic intervention. Glorious. So yes, guys, thank you for tuning in. And I shall see you maybe later tonight for a good meditation. So enjoy your day. Light and love.